Hello everyone, I'm DeoGenZ, your host of this, my Pokemon Black walkthrough. Today we're going to the Dragonspiral Tower to investigate what is going on with Team Plasma. Seriously, these guys have been going around the Unova region this whole time, pilfering and pillaging people's Pokemon, claiming that it's liberation. What are these fools doing? We're going to find out today, hopefully, if we can catch them in this Dragonspiral Tower. Although, who knows what lies at the top? I mean, let's think about this. It's a Dragonspiral Tower, right? Maybe we'll encounter a legendary today. Maybe we'll catch it. Maybe we can use it to beat Team Plasma. I do not know. Misinformation is fun. Wouldn't you agree? Anyway, Dragonspiral Tower has stood tall since the beginning of Unova. And it awaits someone who is pursuing ideals. Oh boy. Let's sure hope that N didn't get to the top of this before we did. He's got some crazy ideals of his own. Ones of separating people in Pokemon. Not ones I want to subscribe to, and I doubt you do either if you've got your own Pokemon. Release all your Pokemon from storage. Take them out of your party. They're free! Yeah, that's not what I look forward to. And here we have, again, Bianca offering to be a bodyguard. Not sure how that works out. When she's very poor at protecting her own Pokemon team from disaster, at least when we face her. Not sure how she's going to fight off other enemies. Oh well. Let's remember here, she was the only one out of our rival team that had her Pokemon plundered by Plasma. So with a quick save and reheal at the Pokemon Center, we carry onwards. What are you doing out here? Earlier, the gym leader went up to the tower. If you're lucky, you might witness a legend. Oh boy. A legend I may not be prepared for. And wild Pokemon that we do not want to verse. We need to get to the top of this tower as fast as possible. So in the interest of speed, sped up battles will happen and cuts of wild Pokemon. But don't worry, I'll tell you as we go through. Whoa! What is this earthquake going on here? What was that? Is something going wild at the top of the tower? I like how they phrase that dialogue box. Wild? Not as in an earthquake, it's just, you know, something's going on at the top of the tower. Well, what could it be? What could it be? But, wow, look at that. Charon's actually ahead of us for once. Before, when we were in the Desert Relic, or, no, never mind. We didn't get to that stage, but usually he's following in our footprints. I'm thinking about Twist Mountain. We left him behind there. But he went to do some more training, so perhaps he did soul searching and found his way to get stronger and faster than us. But as we go through this, I'll tell you what kind of Pokemon you can experience here. This is actually home of the Golurks, or at least its pre-evolutionary stage, Golett, which is that ghost ground-type Pokemon that I was mentioning earlier in my walkthrough that has the ability to use the HM Fly. Very intriguing, a grounded Pokemon being able to fly. But it's a ghost, and it's kind of a robot-looking ghost. If you ever encounter it in battle, you'll see that it's a mechanistic phantom to be had. And I'm guessing it's got jet boosters in its feet. At least that's what it looks like. And wow, I just noticed at that rappel stop there that the stairs are pretty thin. I know that this is DS and it's not supposed to have the greatest depth, but wow, those stairs look paper thin. I mean, really, am I walking on planks here? Is that going to fall out from under me? Is that just a bunch of newspaper strewn across as a trap by Team Plasma? Is this the whole plot? I'm going to think there's something epic at the top of this tower. Meanwhile, they're just laying down newspaper across like a twig sort of formation trap that would be similar to Team Rocket's anime traps with the leaf pitfall that they used to spring on Ash and friends. Maybe that's what it is. Sure, rush to the top thinking you're going to find a legendary Pokemon. Ha ha ha, never mind. You're falling into infinity in this Dragonspiral tower. It's interesting. I do wonder if there's a bottom to this Dragonspiral tower. I just brought up another point, another thought that I didn't consider. Looks pretty bottomless. Could very well be like the Aperture Science Labs. Goes down for who knows how long. And how far underground is Aperture? That's another thought. Who knows? Anyway, as you'll see, during this episode, I'm focusing mainly on powering up my Duat. And no, he's not going to be evolved. Just a reminder that I am not evolving Duat because I'm going to keep a somewhat unevolved team because of my Girder being unable to evolve into Conkeldurr on an emulator legitimately. So it's going to be part of this LP's challenge. Really, it's too funny. The whole idea of challenging myself during an LP is almost ridiculous. How about just getting LPs out on time, Dio? That's right. Just get them out one after another after another. I know. But that's time issues. Those are uncontrolled elements. When it comes to actual gameplay, I try to do something to make it a little more interesting. Whatever I can. This is a great zone for boosting up any members of your party that may have been in lack of experience for the last gym, or maybe not even gained experience on the last gym because they were, say, something like my Maractus here. I definitely didn't want to use it against Bryson, the Ice-type user. So, with plenty of Krokorok's, it's a good spot to gain experience points for your lesser members of your team. And that item right there, Dragon Fang, that powers up any Dragon-type moves you have. Maybe, if you have any Dragon-type moves at this point. Depends what you raise. But actually, within this, although it won't be showing because repels are active right now, but within this Dragonspiral tower is the Dragon-type Pokemon Drudgen. And Drudgen is a beast of a dragon in the 5th gen. It's really a bulky, attacking, defensive wall-type Pokemon that puts up quite a challenge to any opponents you face. I know we're going to experience some in the next gym that's up ahead in whatever town we may traverse to next, but if you want to gain the advantage on your opponent in that upcoming gym and you don't have an Ice-type or Dragon-type already, you may want to consider catching a Drudgen here. Although, something funny to note that I actually tested in my cartridge-based game was that Drudgen does not learn Fly, surprisingly. And I say surprisingly because it looks like it has wings. Maybe it's just too bulky of a Pokemon? I don't know. The best way I could just describe it in a few words would be the Gargoyle Dragon. So it's too heavy for flight. But the Grounded Ghost? Go ahead, by all means, take off. It's all good, so long as you're grounded. Everyone who isn't Team Plasma is an enemy. Use all your powers to take them out. No one can interfere with Unova's New Dawn. Oh wow, these guys are full of themselves. Yeah, you know, I have noticed a few times, well, not even a few times, but I've just been witnessing Team Plasma overall, and I've noticed their sprites are only composed of ginger-haired people. Is that some of their insecurities leaching out? They need to have this New Dawn face upon all the people of Unova. And I guess eventually people around the world, right? They don't want to just stop at the Unova region. They want all Pokemon to be liberated. So maybe that fullness of themselves comes from the insecurities of being mocked for having red hair. Ah, too bad. They shouldn't have watched South Park. So these guys, piece of cake, they may have ambushed you, but don't worry. No matter what you have on your team, okay, not no matter what, if you show up with a couple of level 1 Pokemon expecting to take these guys out, it's not happening. But at this point, you really should have plenty of Pokemon to take out these grunts. They are just that, grunts. You grunt through them as you experience grind, and you take one out by the next. And guess what, guys? In the future episodes, we have more of these grunts to take out. Right now, they're theoretically testing us, because N is at the top of this tower. He has to see if we're worth our salts as a trainer to maybe oppose his wrath and impose our own ideals on the legendary Dragon-type Pokemon of the Unova region. If they could grant those, who knows? Okay, N. I'm here. I've gone through your silly grunts. And it looks like you've reached your goal, though. Absolutely spine-tingling. What do you think, DeoGenZ? How do you like the powerful form of the Pokemon who appears before and fights beside the hero that will lead the way to a new world? Now, Zekrom and I will head to the Pokemon League and defeat the champion. This will be the last of the Pokemon battles that hurt Pokemon. A world for Pokemon alone. That is what I desire. If you want to stop me, you must become a hero as well. That's right. When Zekrom's counterpart Reshiram recognizes you, we finally will be even. Then what? Then, my prediction, if the future is true, we'll have to see, will result in an intense battle, changing the world forever. Will people remain with Pokemon? Will you find the Light Stone? My guess is yes, because I refuse to be separated from my pokes. Yep, I saw him. He flew off. And I must say, we have some outgoing enemies. Definitely have not really been used to having enemies say, "Go ahead, become a hero. Try and stop me." Well, I guess you've had enemies saying that, but really. N was pretty forward. He even told us how we could possibly obtain victory. We have to find the Light Stone, which is Zekrom's counterpart. Well, we've done a lot in this episode, saw the fearsome Zekrom, and now learn that we too need to go out and become heroes ourselves to obtain the legendary dragon type, the fiery Reshiram, to stop N. See you then.